leading up to it was a big experience because we've been telling the kids for literally months, we're moving to Kalico, we're moving to Kalico, we're moving to Kalico. So they really got that vision and that desire. So they would ask me weeks and weeks and weeks before, you know, when are we moving? And, you know, and I'd tell them the date, but I'd always say, I think, or maybe around this time. The most popular question though was, when are we moving to Kalico? When are we going to Kalico? We came from probably a 600-700 square foot little house, which was a great step up from where we came from. Where they came from, because they came from a place either on the street or again from a home that couldn't feed them, clothe them, or send them to school. So moving to the little old place in Port-au-Prince was a great step up, an enormous step up for them. Coming from Port-au-Prince to Kalico was just a different world for them. So probably from 600 square foot to 10,000 square feet of housing. And then, you know, we have some play space for them as well. I used the illustration out of John where Jesus says, in my Father's house are many mansions, and I go and prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place, I will come again and receive you, that where I am you may be also. So I give people that illustration. It was a bit like what we anticipate from here going to heaven. The kids about the same thing from them going from Port-au-Prince to Kalico. It was a lot like just walking in the gates of heaven and seeing the smiles on their face, anticipation, because they'd never seen anything like that before. Well, the day when they moved in, the 28th, was a bit surreal. It took a while for my mind to catch up with it being reality. When you work 9 months, January 3rd is when we started breaking ground. When you work 9 months with such hard labor, and you pray, and teams, you know, from all different churches, and everyone came and volunteered and worked so hard. And then you're actually at the day when you're going to move in. It's an odd feeling. It's a surreal feeling of seeing them come through the tunnel and smiling and grinning and knowing, you know, we've made it. You know, we've finally gotten here. So just a day of excitement and fun and celebration and, you know, thanksgiving to the Lord for blessing us and getting us to that point. I can see the excitement and I can see the energy coming out of them as they came up on it. Like a couple of them have little Haitian gestures, snapping their fingers together, you know, it's like, oh wow, or gee, look at this, and that sort of a thing. And you saw the wonder and the excitement in their eyes, because that's about as good as anything they've ever seen. That was probably as nice a facility as they've ever walked in their life. And to realize that that's going to be their home, you know, seeing them rub their cheeks on the sheets, and a freshly made bed, and the fact that they each had a bed. Even in our last place in Port-au-Prince, they still didn't each have their own bed. You know, they shared a bed. So that was a great thing. But I don't think that I can really feel what they felt or see what they saw, because I've never lived in their skin and I've never seen life from the viewpoint of what we don't have, you know, what was impossible to have, and then realizing all of a sudden that they had those things. So it was a great, great day of celebration and wonder for them, and just like a dream come true, you know. Well, we got a lot of steps coming up for 2013. Number one, our hearts are open to the leadership of the Holy Spirit in addition to our family. As much as we love those children, we'll love the next child and the next child and the next child just as much. And the children of the future need us just as much as our present children. So the first goal is to have our hearts and our spirits open and sensitive to when the Holy Spirit says, this is a child I want you to have. So we'll certainly be adding to our family in 2013, and we want to be ready and prepared for that. Building project-wise, we have the York House to completely remodel. That's going to be a significant undertaking. It won't be the back-breaking labor that we've had on the campus, on the orphanage, but there's a lot of work to be done in the York House, and it'll be a beautiful place once we're finished with it. We hope by March of 2013 to be able to house our groups there, and that'd be nice, being right across the street. We have the 2 lots on either side of the York House to build playground on, to build a community library on, to build a medical clinic on, to completely surround the property with a new wall. And then we hope to go into Port-au-Prince, or we're planning on going into Port-au-Prince and remodeling our original orphanage, which again was a great blessing when we moved into it, but something that's in desperate need of renovations. So we hope to go in there and renovate that for babies and children, maybe 1 through 5-year-olds. We're there to go to the children God leads and entrust to our care, and invest so deeply in their lives that when they graduate out of our care, they'll be changed. They'll be people living radically for Jesus. Our vision is to make a disciple. And the truth is, it takes years and years to really make a disciple. And so we're not trying to change Haiti. We're just trying to change the lives of the children the Lord gives us.